Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about the lore surrounding the Skaven Clans. So this is about the clan structure in general, with detailed videos about specific clans at a later point. I already jumped ahead a little bit here and talked about Master Clan last week, and that can be found up here or there, wherever it pops up. So all of the rats of Skavendom are basically part of the 5 great clans, and each of these clans is composed of millions of lesser clans that are each an autonomous and militarized society in their own right. The 5 great clans are, of course, Scryer, Pestilence, Verminous, Molder, and Eshin. Not included among the 5 is the Master Clan, which is much smaller but no less powerful or influential, as I discussed in my previous video. Now, according to legend, the Horned Rat scattered the original clans throughout the mortal realms during the Age of Myth. Now, this is a strange tale because these clans existed in the world that was, and it has some similarities to how the Chaos Powers kind of dispersed the Emperor's Primarchs and their relationship to the Space Marine Legions in 40k. In either case, these first clans became the 5 great clans that we know today. So, for instance, Pestilence was originally formed by 3 clans, Fisic, Septic, and Morbius. Now, there isn't too much lore about Morbius, but there is some about Fisic, and Septic is actually quite common with established icons and representation in things like Warhammer Total War. There isn't information about Molder, Scryer, or Eshin about their origins, but Verminous was created from clans Claw and Skarik. Now, I'm not sure about Skarik, but Claw was actually represented in the Island of Blood box set. So it is from these humble origins that the original clans established the larger identity that is now apparent in the Great Clans. Now, basically, the Great Horned Rat encourages a survival of the fittest mentality among the clans, and they're just constantly fighting amongst each other. And that kind of churning struggle has created dozens, hundreds, and even thousands of splinter clans. So lesser clans are annihilated, enslaved, or reabsorbed by other clans, while others have really carved out substantial territories within the Under Empire. And this constant bickering and fighting amongst the clans is really an expression of the Horned Rat desire for his children to really kind of scramble ever higher upon a mountain composed of their rivals' slain corpses. It's this churning mill where they're constantly trying to dominate each other. And they are really simply pursuing every envious desire, constantly fighting, backstabbing each other when one clan gets too far ahead. And this really keeps the entire society refined and ready for war at a moment's notice. Each individual clan is led by a single leader who commands an array of ambitious lieutenants, an assortment of warriors and war machines, and all the breeders and slaves that compose the lesser runs of Skaven society. So this includes kind of like the lower level kind of Skaven runts, who make the society function by creating the armor, storing the food, and running rat yoga classes or something. Well, whatever it takes to make society work. So the clans are purely organized towards warfare and the pursuit of power, territory, riches, notoriety, whatever the kind of their fevered little minds are fixated upon. They're really just consumed by greed. And they're not interested in creating little parks or nice bakeries. They have one goal. Right, and that is to defeat other clans, to gain some sort of advantage over their rivals. And often these goals, as I said, they're so fueled by greed that they're short-sighted and very temporary. And the clans can really expend huge amounts of resources faster than they could ever be accumulated. And this essentially means that they're just constantly on the look for more, constantly looking for whatever they can do to get an edge over their rivals. Now, a Skaven army, when it actually travels as a group, is known as a swarm. And it's composed sometimes by a single clan, or quite often a kind of a mass of different clans, each with its own ambitious warlord that is always ready to double-cross the others at the right time. So some swarms are composed by a single great clan, while others can be an amalgamation of different clans that have been hired, bribed, manipulated, or blackmailed into fighting. Now, this is kind of a practical thing here because they could take this onto the battlefield in regular games of Age of Sigmar, where you could have an entire Skaven army that's composed of, Clan Scryer. Or you can have a mix and match, and it just allows that flexibility. So despite the carnage and chaotic nature of Skaven in general, the clans rarely diverge from the cultural norms of the great clans. Alright, so there's not like some sixth offshoot guys that are just doing their own thing. No, they all stick roughly within the five. And they're easily recognizable in terms of their aesthetic, their organization, and their style of fighting. Naturally, each clan believes that it is superior to its rivals, and they have a little bit of variation in, what areas of the great clan they really want to emphasize or pursue, but basically they follow these standard archetypes. Skaven, or Scryer rather, uses arcane technology. Pestilence fields plague monks and disease fanatics. Verminous relies on strength in numbers, huge swarms of clan rats. Molder uses mutants and grotesque beasts, and Eshin relies on ambushes and assassination. I've already talked about the Master Clan, and I plan on discussing each of the great clans in detail in upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.